You got it. Will do.
Okay.
Let me know when you start recording.
We're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name's Andrea Landry Brown, and I am here with four. I had it right the first time of our wonderful authors for the hidden psychological effects of money on Black women. We're going to begin this particular video by introducing ourselves, telling a little bit about our background, and also a little bit about our stories. This particular picture was the brainchild of Miss Anita Johnson, who is money extraordinaire, in my opinion. And what basically this book is about is showing how societal and your familial, your family has affected your life, or I should say has affected your relationship with money. And I have to admit, when writing my story, and my particular story is, of course, I can't remember the title. Don't you love it when that happens? But anywho, my story is called Not All Money is Good Money. And the way I came up with that particular title was, I remember when I was a kid and I was playing dominoes with my brother, he was teaching me how to strategize. And, when you playing with your big brother, you want to beat him at all costs. And so I was getting that little change. And of course, he was strategizing for that big change. So of course, he beat me every time. And so in learning those particular strategies, I had learned that not all money was good money. Not all points were good points to have, because in the long run, my ultimate goal was to beat him. So when it comes to the money aspect, I thought about the journey that I had taken through my life, being raised by a single parent and as a middle child, and how experiencing money through her eyes and through that, see, I got lost again, but through those particular circumstances, how that affected me and how I've had to learn how to strategize for that long haul. Because even though I'm not playing dominoes right now, again, not all money is good money. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So we're going to go ahead to our next wonderful speaker, and that will be Marian Yufa. Can't hear you.
Hey, great day, Andrea. What I was doing was I was saying, I got to make sure I take my sound off. So great day, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, I am Dr. Marian Sister Afua. I am a holistic lifestyle alchemist and transformation engineer of mindset and money. That's a lot to say, because that's what your life is. This expansive is, it's exponential, and it is here for you to master it and to harness it and allow it to give you everything your heart desires. So this opportunity to do this book with my good esteemed friend and sister, I have to call her that now, and was a great opportunity for me. And so now I realize I'm going to be doing this with 4 other phenomenal women that are making contributions and sharing their stories and strengths of how their relationship with money is. So I'll start with my chapter. So my chapter is called, has been entitled Money Talks and Walks. And I truly believe that. I believe that, and my goal for writing this particular chapter was to show you how, even when you are around it and money may not be a challenge, you can still have a relationship that is not conducive for your growth financially, that is not great for you to be able to reach your dreams and visions. So in my chapter, I'm just really trying to share with you some possibilities, remind you of some possibilities that you have in your own life, and give you a couple of tools to help you harness and master their relationship with money.
Thank you so much, Miss Marian. I'm going to pronounce your name right, Miss Marian. I appreciate you. All right, so Miss JR has joined the group, and we want to go ahead and introduce her. Ms. JR Davis, give us a little bit of who you are, what you do, the title of your story, and what brought you to it.
Oh, mercy. Can you hear me? All righty. Well, I'm JR Span Davis, and wow, I'm very excited to be a part of this collaboration. Let me start by saying that I want to thank you all for the invitation. It means a great deal. How I came about, well, Miss Andrea invited me to participate, and I just thought it was wonderful. I've always wanted to be a part of something like this. My title is called Late Bloomer, and the story that I told is how I too also grew up somewhat entitled, and I did not in any way have any idea or understanding really about money. I mean, whenever I turned around, it was there. If I needed it, it was there. If I asked for it, it was provided. And I really just give a sense of how I grew up a little bit regarding money, and really realized that my bank account wasn't going to be there always. And I had to grow up. As old as I was at that particular time, I wasn't a grown woman regarding finances. And I eventually became a supporter of others, became the lender, not the borrower, and realized that I really and truly needed to pass that information on to others. Was introduced to how money works and decided that I really and truly need to educate individuals. And having been a single parent, that's really where my niche is. My desire, my heart is really to educate single parents, be they male or female, on getting a grasp of how important it is to really just understand money. It can be used for many things, and without it, we run into problems. And most of those problems are caused by our own bad habits. So we have to learn, and we have to learn early.
Thank you so much, Miss JR. We appreciate you. All right. So next on the mic is Miss Candace L. Smith.
Hi. Thank you again for allowing me to have this opportunity. My name is Candace Smith. I'm a mental health advocate. I've been a mental health advocate for about 3 years now. And I started that process just journaling through my own issues and working through them, and also as well wanting to educate the Black community on the importance of mental health awareness. So with that being said, this was very difficult. This was a very difficult topic for me to explore, because I had to tell a lot of truth about my own personal experiences and my lacking in this area. And so where it's normally easy for me to write about things, I found myself staring at a blank computer screen, because not because the words weren't there, but because it kind of hurt to travel back and explore my mistakes when it comes to money, and explore my ignorance when it comes to money. So my title became Money Mania, because I recognize that that has been a big part of my personal dealings with mental health. It's coincided with that. My son is just coming here. Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. I'm a mother. I'm a mother. I homeschool. Everything happens at the house. So I apologize for that.
Gotta do. No worries.
But that's what the story eventually evolved to, because I recognized how, certain highs and lows that I've experienced in my life definitely played a part in my financial stability and instability. So I explored that. I don't necessarily give advice or anything like that. I just write with an open heart and write with all of my experiences and my growth, because there has been growth that I'm very proud of. But I also recognize still the need to learn more, and just managing, my mental health and how it affects every aspect of my life. So that's that.
Thank you so much, Candace. It's so good to see you and hear from you.
Yes.
Yay. All right. And next, coming to the stage. I always love to say that. I don't know why. I just do. I think it's such a big hype to say, coming to the stage. Makes me feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Anyway, we have Miss Shira Murray.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Shira Murray, and I am a YouTuber and a financial coach. And I believe that the story that that's in the book is titled A Couple's Journey to Financial Freedom and How You Can Do the Same. And in this story, I basically share my financial journey, and I take you basically from government assistance to to eventually becoming, a real estate investor. So investing in real estate and just kind of sharing the ups and downs. In my story, I share that for a good part of my marriage, I was on the sidelines of my finances. And it's rock bottom, and I share about that in the story. And at that rock bottom, we started to work together, and things really started to turn around for us. So again, I share that, and we use our platform, which is Black Married Debt Free. That's our YouTube channel to share our journey. And we also have Instagram, so we're at Black Married and Debt Free on Instagram, and we work with couples to improve their finances, and we share a lot of tips and financial resources with folks. So really happy to be a part of this project and really happy to connect with you all. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Shira. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you ladies for joining in and being a part of this project. And last but certainly not least, we definitely have to have the brains behind this venture, Miss Anita Johnson.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure why she keeps saying that. I'm just not quite sure. So anyway, I want to thank all you ladies for participating. Some of you I spoke to directly. I kind of went above Dre's head and spoke to you directly. And some of you spoke to Dre. So really, I want to thank everybody for participating in this project. And the reason why I wanted to do this project, because I'm a financial behaviorist. And my whole thing is about Black women and how they deal with finances. That's what my research is. If I could ever get to my research, I probably will have my doctoral degree, right? If I could ever just get to it and just continue to do it. But, single and having to pay bills, so you have to do all kinds of different kinds of things to, you got to have like 3 different streams of income. But, working with Dre, we actually wrote another book called what is it, Dre?
Being broke is maddening.
Being broke is maddening. And is maddening. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do something like that is because I am working, and I do think that for Black women being without money, I'm not going to say poor because I'm not going to use the word poor, but being a long period of time without money causes mental illness or mental stress. Dre doesn't really like it when I use mental illness, so I'm going to say mental stress. Yes, and so I'm working on a theory which will come out in one of my upcoming books about how the project of how we have evolved as Black women through slavery, Jim Crow, our men going to jail, this and that, all that kind of stuff, and how that has affected us financially and mentally. So and Candace, I really like the fact that you, I don't like the fact that you had to look at a blank screen, but I like the fact that you had to look at a blank screen, because it made you think about what affects your money. And so I deal with the mindset and the relationship to money for a Black woman, and how today's society has come and robbed us of what is really beauty and what is not, and how we think we need to fit in Okay. So the title of my chapter is something you got to do, some things you got to do, and some things you need to do. All right. And so I deal with the fact, not so much on myself, but maybe it is about myself and my whole mindset and my whole thought process of money. Because my mother, she died some years ago, and my mother had $3,000 worth of insurance, and she lived in Louisiana. And I just could not, and she had a house that was paid for. And I could not understand why she would not turn that house over to my brother and I. And I was in the business and she wouldn't do it. And I thought about her mindset when it came to money, because my mother's mindset was, she worked now. My mother was a school teacher and she played the piano for churches. Now she didn't play, she worked, but she also liked to gamble. And she thought all she needed to do was hit that big one and it would be okay. And so I had to think about her mindset. I thought about mindsets of my clients, and then I thought about my own mindset. So in this chapter, I talk about your relationship and the mindset. And I may be talking about myself. I don't know. I didn't say that in the chapter, but I just talk about the mindset as Black women when it comes to finances and so forth. So I do a little bit of that. Some things you got to do, some things you need to do. All right. And so that is part of what my chapter is about. And I was reading everybody's story. I wanted to make sure that I waited to the last everybody else's story was in before I started writing my chapter, because I wanted to make sure that I blend with everybody else's chapter. I may have been the brainchild of the project, but I wanted to make sure that I blend with yours. So I may have pulled some stuff from Candace's. I may have pulled some stuff from somebody else's and put it in there. I may have pulled a little bit and put it in there and juiced it up. Like for instance, I made some, and God knows I don't know how to cook, worth nothing, right? That's one reason why I don't have no husband.
I know that feeling all too well.
Okay, so anyway, I did some crab cakes because I thought I was gonna be like Drea, because Dre cooked crab cakes and she sends me pictures. Well, I sent her a picture. She said, "What is that? That's interesting." Then I did try to feed them to my boyfriend, and he put some red sauce on them. But anyway, I took some of your stuff and mixed it in together with mine, and so hopefully it'll be cooked just fine, and everybody will eat it. But I had to say that I had to say the other part to get to this part. But anyway, that's my story. Dre, back to you.
And y'all wonder why I said she's the brainchild, right? That's her story. She's sticking to it. It's all good, though. The fact that all of us women can come together and tell our stories, and they all, as I was reading everybody's stories, I have to admit, I waited to the last minute to write mine too. I was just going nuts. But all of you all encouraged me on a lot of things that I needed to say, because I seriously didn't know what to say outside of I suck with money. I mean, that is the honest to God truth. That's the way it is. The fact that I was being guided by not only you ladies, but by my children is going to bring some people into their own and into a place to where they're going to really analyze their relationship with money. And I like what Anita said as far as what her initial thought process was. And we lost somebody. We lost Candace. She'll probably sign back in a little bit. But, and what she was saying about how, the Jim Crow laws, the slavery, our Black men being locked up, just life in general. being raised either in the city or in the hood or whatever else. All of these aspects of life are a big factor. When I was reading Shira's story, and she was talking about having to stand in the WIC line, and now she's coaching other couples on how to take care of things. It just reminded me of being constantly homeless and trying to take care of my babies. So I believe that each and every story is going to touch a nerve in each and every person, and they're going to go, yes, I can relate, I can do that. And it's going to be so encouraging to them to want to explore not only their relationship with money, but also get to a point to where they can manage and get along and not be like me and go, I suck with money. Do you ladies want to say anything else? You can chime in at any time. No? Okay, I hear crickets. So we'll go ahead and sign off. And as soon as Anita shoots me, oh, you got something to say? Turn your microphone on so we can hear you. She's gonna roll her eyes at me.
As soon as we sign off, then I will make an announcement.
Okay, and I think Candace is coming back on. Shara, you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as soon as Anita gets the link over to me and everything, I know that I'm friends with JR, Candace, and Anita, Shira, and Marion. It's Marion. You know what? For every time I get it wrong, put a quarter in the jar, I'm going to be rich.
Don't be messing with Doctor's Day.
How about Dr. M? Anyway, Marion. And see, I forgot what I was going to say.
As soon as you get the link.
Oh, yes. If you ladies are on Facebook, go ahead and friend me, send me a friendship so that I can tag you all. And I've already tagged the folks that I have, and I put up your specific link so that if your friends are seeing it, they will click on it to send you guys the money for when they're pre-ordering books and everything. Okay. I know I have Marion's, I got it right. I know I have Marion's story, so I need JR's, I need Shira's, I need Candace's, and Anita's. I definitely need yours. Everybody's back. What I'm praying for is that I can go ahead and get the